All right, today we're diving into a story that I'm telling you is so much more than what it seems. It's from the memoir, The Dog Who Waited at the Door, and it's just this incredibly powerful, really heartfelt look at time, love, and a kind of loyalty that can quietly change everything. The book kicks off with this line, and it just hits you, right? It perfectly sets the scene. This isn't just about a cute pet. It's really about how our families change, how kids grow up almost in the blink of an eye, and how love kind of transforms right in front of us. So let's get into it. The story revolves around this guy named Bob. And to really get this story, you have to understand Bob's rules for love. He really thought he had it all figured out. Yeah, this pretty much sums up Bob's whole philosophy. He preferred cats. They're polite, they're independent. His rules for affection were simple. Keep your distance, don't get too wrapped up in it all. He was just completely unprepared for the messy, loud, you-can't-ignore-me kind of love that was about to crash into his life. And here we go. This is where it all begins. His young daughter, Allison, begs and pleads for a puppy. And Bob, well, he gives in. He keeps telling himself it's for her. But as we find out, he needed this little storm of fur named Milo way more than he ever could have guessed. So with Milo's arrival, a totally new era begins for the family. The book calls this part Two Babies, One House. And it was this time of beautiful, shared chaos that just completely turned their quiet little home upside down. I mean, I just love this description. It gives you such a perfect picture, right? Suddenly, Bob's house is just alive. You've got his little girl Allison and this new puppy Milo, and they're both kind of figuring out the world together. And their bond, it's almost instant. It's like they have this secret language with no words. It wasn't built on some big, dramatic moment, but on 1,000 tiny little things like these. Milo basically becomes her shadow, her little partner in crime, and her silent guardian. And all this shared chaos, this incredible connection, it leads to this daily ritual. And this ritual becomes the very heartbeat of their home. And it all happens in one very ordinary but totally magical place, the front door. Every single day, like clockwork, Bob's return from work would kick off what the family called the evening parade. It was just this explosion of pure joy. You can practically hear it, can't you? The sound of Milo's paws scrambling on the tile, and Allison's squeal of "Daddy!" And this quote, this just nails why that welcome was so huge. For Bob, it wasn't just a greeting, it was everything. In that doorway, all the stress of the world just melted. And he was a hero to the two little beings he loved more than anything. But as we all know, and as this book shows so beautifully, time keeps moving. And the end of this perfect little era, well, it didn't come with some big dramatic scene. No. It came with a silence that was so quiet you could barely even notice it. So one day, Bob gets home, turns the key, opens the door, and only Milo is there. His daughter Allison, she's on the couch, earbuds in, and she just gives him a quiet little hey, and just like that, the parade was over. And the author is so honest about this feeling. It wasn't like Allison was trying to be mean, she was just growing up. But for Bob, it was like the first tiny crack in his heart. The quiet realization that a chapter had just ended, and he didn't even know it was the last page. But right in that same moment of loss, there was one constant: Milo. He was still there, tail wagging like crazy, spinning in circles. He was this furry, four-legged reminder that, to someone, Bob was still a hero. He was saying, hey, I'm still here. I'm still celebrating you. And that's just it, isn't it? That's the painful, universal truth of it. You never know when the last time your kid is going to leap into your arms is the last time. The book just explores this kind of slow-motion heartbreak with so much care. So as Allison's world got bigger, with friends and school and headphones, the house got quieter. And in that new silence, Bob found real comfort in the one love that hadn't changed one bit. The book defines this feeling so perfectly. It's not about being rejected, it's just about a shift. It's that quiet ache you feel when the house is still full, but your arms feel just a little bit empty. I think a lot of parents out there know exactly what that feels like. And who did Bob turn to? Milo.
Milo became his anchor. He was the one who was always there, filling the spaces where the laughter used to be. When Bob started to feel like a bit of a stranger in his own house, Milo was there, just reminding him that some kinds of love, they don't get distant. They just get deeper.
And this timeline, wow, it just lays out their entire journey. Through every single stage of Allison's life, from her very first steps to packing up her car for college, Milo was there. He was the constant, the furry thread connecting all of it. Always, always waiting at the front door. And this, right here, was Milo's final and most important lesson. He showed Bob that real, true love doesn't have to demand all the attention. It knows how to stay, how to give space, and how to love someone just as fiercely when they're walking away as when they're running towards you. So in the end, the whole story brings us right back to this one fundamental truth. Milo's love, it's a metaphor, really, for this quieter but unbelievably powerful kind of love that's all around us if we just take a second to notice it. And this is where the author turns the camera right on you, the reader. He makes this whole story so deeply personal. The suggestion is that our own parents, they have a bit of that Milo in them. They might not wag their tails, but they're waiting. They're hoping for just a little sign that you still see them, that you still need them. So we're left with this final thought, and it's really a call to action, isn't it? It's asking us to look around and recognize that quiet, constant love in our own lives, the kind that waits by the door, just hoping we'll notice. It's a beautiful, beautiful message, and it's what makes this story something you won't forget.